clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
ADT is the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins. ADT knows a lot can happen in a second. 1 second you're throwing a curveball, and the next you catch it. 1 second you're off base, and the next you've hit it out of the park. And when it comes to your home, 1 second you feel safe, and the next something goes wrong. But with ADT's 24/7 professional monitoring, you still do. When every second counts, count on ADT. Go to ADT.com/Marlins or call 800-750-0647 today. For license information, visit ADT.com.
At Loan Depot, we're big on home. Home games, home teams, home field advantage, and you better believe it, home runs. For us, home means everything, which is why we're offering more options that make buying your first home easier and more affordable. No matter where you are on your home ownership journey, round the corner to LoanDepot.com and let us help get you home. That's LoanDepot.com. We're on deck ready to hit it out of the home ownership park for you. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475.
Hey, it's the Good Greek Spiro, and when it's time for your next move, trust the brand the Miami Marlins trust, the Good Greek. As the National Mover of the Year and Florida's most referred, Good Greek will make your move a home run every time. Whether it's across town or across the country, trust America's best mover to get you there safely. Schedule your move today at goodgreek.com, the official mover of your Miami Marlins and National Mover of the Year, Good Greek.
Good Greek, moving and storage, your superhero movers.
Thanks for listening to Miami Marlins Baseball. Marlins Baseball is brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. With the 10th Inning Show, here's the voice of the Marlins, Jack McMullen.
Good win for the Fish tonight, and it was a bounce-back win for the Fish tonight after falling 7-1 in the series opener on Monday evening in St. Louis at Busch Stadium. The Marlins got the win 5-0 over the Cardinals in Game 2 on Tuesday. Jack McMullen here guiding you through the 10th Inning Show, and today was a sandy day, and it was a good sandy day. Sandy did not have his best stuff. He threw a sinker at 93 miles an hour, the first pitch of his day in the bottom of the first, and it plunked Mason Wynn on the shoulder. And you're thinking, oh no, did that slip? It was 94 degrees at time of first pitch here in St. Louis, and it feels like a furnace here in the middle of the country in late July. It is unbearable heat, but Sandy Alcantara, he settled right back in. He got the feel in that first inning, and he cruised after that. He did walk 3, but Sandy punched out 4 and surrendered just 3 hits in 5 scoreless innings. Sandy Alcantara was excellent without his best stuff tonight, and it was a night of firsts. Troy Johnston, after over 600 minor league baseball games, got his first crack in a major league uniform, and as a Miami Marlin, he rolled a hot shot single through the right side of the infield for his first big league knock. You will hear that highlight a little bit later on in the program. But Graham Pauley got his first home run in a Marlins uniform as well. In terms of run production, there was a pinch hit RBI double from Eric Wagaman. There was an RBI triple from Xavier Edwards. But today was a day that just made you feel good. After a tough loss on Monday, it was a bounce back, and the Cardinals were shut out at home for just the 4th time this year. We mentioned Pauley at his first home run in a Marlins uniform. He hit 2 with San Diego last year, but Graham was standing by with our Steven Strom after the game.
Graham, what was key tonight for a punchback for your team to secure a victory?
Yeah, yesterday I felt like we come out kind of slow. We don't want to blame the weather on anything, but it was hot. I think we had a really good road trip, and we came into yesterday pretty slow, come from Milwaukee. So, but tonight, we brought the energy. I think, Sandy gave us a really good quality start, and I think the offense did a good job putting it together. So,
first home run of the season for you and first home run in the Marlins threads. What do you feel like you brought up here second time around, your second stint with the big league club?
Yeah, I mean, I put in a lot of work in AAA, working on my swing, working on my defense. I feel a lot more confident this time going around. I feel like the work I put in, I'm starting to trust it and put together good ABs and, try to do that day in and day out. Same with the defense. So,
Troy Johnston making his debut tonight, collecting a hit, making some plays defensively. What did his energy maybe do for this club tonight, and what was it like watching him out here?
Yeah, I always love seeing, a guy who I've gotten close with since I got traded over here, come out here and do it at the big league level. It's really cool. Special moment for him. And, as you can see, the whole team loved it, watching someone get their first hit. So it means a lot.
What kind of guy is he? I saw him in the team photo hugging you over your neck.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a clown, but, we love him. Happy that he's up here and, happy that, he got his first knock and helped us win tonight. So
thanks for the time, Graham.
Clown or not, Troy Johnston got his first major league knock, and this was a night that him, his wife Haley, and his daughter Tatum will never forget. Thank you, Steven Strom, and thank you, Graham Pauley. When we come back, we'll listen to the highlights here after a nice win, 5-0 over the St. Louis Cardinals here on the Marlins Radio Network. 1-2, Durbin goes again, but that one is a called third strike. 96 painted on the inside corner. And the Miami Marlins come to Milwaukee and take a series from the best team in the National League. It's the first time the Brewers have lost back-to-back games since July 2nd and 3rd. And these Fish ride the long ball, and a sterling relief appearance from Tyler Phillips to another victory. Your Miami Marlins get the win over the Brewers at American Family Field in Milwaukee, 7-4 on Saturday night.
Right now in Kyle Stowers.
Woodruff seeing Kyle, first pitch. He's swinging away. He loops one beyond the outstretched glove of the shortstop Ortiz. It's dribbling into left for a base hit, and that is an RBI knock. X comes in to score from third. You don't have to hit it hard. It feels like he always does, but that's 73 miles an hour off the end of the bat. A little looper evaded the shortstop Ortiz, and it's 1-0 Fish in the top of the first. It'll start, but that is what Brandon Woodruff has done through his first 4 turns as a Brewer this year. And Hernandez rips one high in the air out to right. That's carrying pretty well. Collins is back at the track. It kept on going, and it's gone. Big Bird come again, second homer of the weekend, and Heriberto Hernandez drills his 5th on the year. 2-1 Fish in the top of the 4th for Ronnie. Runner at second, nobody out, and the 0-2 to Contreras. Here's a hard roller over to the shortstop Lopez. He'll go to third. Torrio tried it. Winkler got the tag down, and they cut down Jackson Torrio. The all-time no-no. You never run to third base on a ground ball to your right, and Chourio was caught.
Listening to the 10th Inning Show on the Marlins Radio Network.
Good win for the Miami Marlins here. They get the win over the St. Louis Cardinals in St. Louis, 5-0 the final score. Let's listen to the highlights, and it starts with a career first. In the first Major League plate appearance for Troy Johnston, the 28-year-old from Puyallup, Washington. I've been working on that. The 28-year-old from Puyallup. Yeah, see, you say it twice, and you might get a little screwed up. But Troy Johnston collected his first Major League knock. 1-2. Johnston swings. He rips one through the right side. That's the first Major League knock. Welcome to the big leagues, Troy Johnston. 636 games in the minor leagues, and on the 5th pitch he sees in the major leagues, he has his first hits. That baseball makes its way over to the third base dugout, and that is going somewhere special for him. What a moment for Troy Johnston. What a moment for Troy Puyallup. That's the name of the place he's from in the state of Washington. Mentioned it, 636 minor league games, 2,741 minor league plate appearances, and in his first in the major leagues, he has his first knock. Another first, just 2 hitters later to open scoring. Graham Pauley with his first home run in a Marlins uniform. All right, attendance 0-1. That one hit high in the air, out to right and deep. Walker is back at the track, and it's gone. The first home run as a Marlin for Graham Pauley. It comes in his 39th game. Graham Pauley, 103 off the bat, 384 feet into the Cardinal bullpen in right. And the Marlins open scoring in the second. It's 2-0 Fish. Nice defensive play for the Fish in the bottom of the second. Troy Johnston and Sandy Alcantara combined on an unorthodox double play to end the second. Runner on the move. That one popped into shallow right field. You got the first baseman Johnston working back to the edge of the infield dirt. He makes the catch. He turns and he fires to the covering Alcantara. Walker was on the go. He couldn't get back in time. Johnston made the grab, and he delivered an on-target throw to the heads-up covering pitcher at first base, Sandy Alcantara. So it is a 3-1 double play on the pop-up, and that ends the inning. Sandy threw 2 scoreless. We go to the third, 2-0 Fish. More defensive gems. How about in the bottom of the third inning? Sandy Alcantara had men at the corners, but a center fielder, Mr. Do-It-All, Javier Sanoja, bailed him out. 2-1. That one hit in the air, out to right center field and deep. Sanoja and Sanchez converging. That one is caught. Sanoja went straight back, and then he took a sharp turn left, and he made the grab sliding. Javier Sanoja with a really nice play in center, and he manages to strand runners at the corners. What a play from Javi. We're through 3. It's 2-0 Marlins on the Marlins radio network. Sanoja made a really nice grab, and it was a circuitous route. We mentioned, quickest way from point A to point B is always a straight line, but he opted for the right angle approach where he went straight out, then he went straight left, and he made the nice play on a slide to strand men at the corners and keep Sandy scoreless in his start. Scoring continued in the top of the 5th. Kyle Stowers roped a 2-hopping double to the wall in right center off the bat at 111 miles an hour, and Otto Lopez drove him in. That one looped into right center field. That is in for a base hit. That'll score Stowers from second base. Otto Lopez with a 1-hopper to the right fielder, Jordan Walker. Stowers comes in to score, and it's 3-0 Marlins in the top of the 5th. And then more offensive production in the top of the 6th. The pinch hitter, Eric Wagaman, delivered with an RBI double. 1-2. That one sprayed down the line. Tough play for Walker. He's working back on the track. It's over his head, and it short hops off the wall. Myers chugging in. He will score from first base, and it's a pinch hit RBI double for Wag Attack. 4-0 Fish in the top of the 6th. A hitter later, how about Xavier Edwards at a near identical spot? First pitch here to Xavier Edwards. That one slapped down the right field line. Tough play for Walker again. It's beyond his reach, and that gets into the corner in right. X around second. He's gunning for third. Relay going to third as a fastball that popped away from Arenado, and Xavier Edwards in with a head-first dive. He's got an RBI triple. Triple number 3 on X's season, and there are 2 across in this inning. It's 5-0 in the top of the 6th. And then it was defense that took us all the way home. Valente Belloso came out for a clean 8th inning. He struck out Ivan Herrera, but then he walked Alec Burleson. But a nice play by Javier Sanoja, who made a nice play in center earlier at third base. Got Valente out of a midi jam. Pitch to Wilson Contreras, a hard 2-hopper plucked by Sanoja at third. He starts a tailor-made double play. 5-4-3. Sanoja grabbed that hard 2-hopper, and Belloso rolls another DP. Valente faces the minimum in the 8th. We go to the 9th, 5-0 Fish. And then Valente Belloso got outs 4, 5, and 6 on his day to slam the door shut and hand the Cardinals a shutout loss for just the 4th time at home this year. 3-2 is cut on and missed. 93 up and in. Sajazi swung underneath it and bounce back secured. The Marlins, after an uncharacteristic loss on Monday night, they bounce back with a shutout victory in St. Louis on Tuesday. 5-0 the final score over the Cardinals in St. Louis. That was how this ball game sounded, and when we come back, we'll hear from a happy skipper, Clayton McCullough. 10th inning show rolls on next on the Marlins radio network. ADT 0-2. Sanoja lines that one into left center field. Collins on the move. Collins overran it, and it rolls right by him in left center. Myers comes in to score. Sanoja trying for 3. Relay going to third. Plucked out by Durbin, and he gets the tag on Javi. 1-1 our score between the Marlins and the Brewers. And Augustine smashes the ball out to right and deep. Frelick is back at the track. He's looking up, and it's gone. Augustine Ramirez in opposite field shots. Homer number 15 on his season. He just missed a homer by inches yesterday, and he gets it back today. 2-1 Marlins in the top of the 4th. 3-1 from Quintana. He's swinging away and he drills it out to left center field. Collins is back. He's looking up and it's gone. Big bird into the Brewer bullpen. Heriberto Hernandez with a 3-run shot. And the Marlins answer back like they always do. Blistered off the bat, 112 miles an hour, and it's 5-3 Fish in the fifth.
For the third base. Put the ball in play here.
3-2. Dane swings, lifts one high in the air, out to left center and deep. Collins is back. That's bullpen bound again. It went beyond it. Dane Myers, 428 feet out to left center, and that has to feel so good for him. You were clamoring for insurance, and you got it. 1-2, Durbin goes again, but that one is a called third strike. 96 painted on the inside corner. And the Miami Marlins come to Milwaukee and take a series from the best team in the National League. It's the first time the Brewers have lost back-to-back games since July 2nd. Marlins get a win over the St. Louis Cardinals, 5-0. The final score on Tuesday night at Busch Stadium. Surely a happy skipper. Let's hear from Marlins manager Clayton McCullough after this Marlins win.
Clayton, how'd you see your team get back to the blueprint of pitching and hitting tonight?
Really nice bounce back from last night's game, and everyone went through tonight. I mean, great job. And get Snowhaw's play was probably going back maybe the play of the game from our end to hold him there, and then Sandy's punch out to end the fifth. So we handled our routine chances, made a couple really nice plays, and then offensively, Troy and Paulie getting us going there early and tacked on a few runs with 2 outs in this game. So nice bounce back, and I think in a lot of facets we played very well.
What did you see offensively? Gray had 60 pitches after the first 3 innings.
Yeah, I think we did a good plan there. I think our guys were very stubborn with where they're looking for pitches and able to drive up the pitch count some. Paulie, I think, hit a curveball there for a homer to give us some cushion, give Sandy a little breathing room. So I thought the offensive approach tonight was much tighter than it was last night, and I think more what we've seen during this recent stretch of good play.
And Sandy tonight, was it different from last week against San Diego? Did he battle more? What did you see from Sandy?
What a competitor. Tonight, it's tough conditions out there. I think for everybody, the humidity, trying to grip the ball. It's hard enough to get major league hitters out, and you got the exertion it takes. And I think Sandy left it all out there. And again, he really battled tonight on. Both sides. It's tough. It's what it is. But I thought Sandy, like he's done for so long, and that's compete, find, dig down and make pitches when he had to, and a good start tonight that we needed.
You mentioned Troy Johnson. Where did you feel his impact, maybe on the field and even in the clubhouse with some energy? Yeah,
Troy has a ton of energy. The guys love him, and I think he come out right away, get that knock there. Happy for him. I'm sure that's a moment he'll never forget, as he shows all the work to take to get here and then to come in right away and contribute, get a knock, score a run, look smooth over at first base. So really proud of him and happy that it went that way tonight.
Any other predictions you have? You predicted exactly where he was going to get his first hit.
I think I got the pitch type wrong, but the location correct.
What Paulie home run, his first home run as a Marlin, just what you're seeing from his at-bats this time around with everyday chances.
I think there's a more of a calmness to the at-bats now. You take all the experiences Paulie's had on a few occasions, up here, and you try to draw from those. I think Paulie is taking some aggressive swings. Nice to see him elevate a ball to the pull side there, stay through a breaking ball. And we know what he can do defensively. And I think, this time around being up here, I think Graham is much more confident in himself. And sometimes it just takes a little while. So hopefully, stack together a few more nights like he's had recently, and that confidence continues to grow.
How's X doing? I know that he's kind of been dealing with knee stuff, and you probably.
We'll see. I think he'll be okay. He just banged knees there with Wilson as they were, both getting to the base. He was able to go out there and finish it. So he'll get checked out, but I anticipate he'll be okay.
With Sandy, this is your first season seeing him, everyday basis. Obviously, some from afar. Just what have you learned about him as a player, person, just his presence?
Yeah, one, he's a great person. He's incredibly humble. I think what he has gone through this year, It's just been well documented. It hasn't been the start of the season and as he would like. Okay, but he just hangs in there. He's continuing to try to problem solve between starts. You know, you're going to get someone that's going to go out there and compete with every pitch he has. And you know, the amount of trust that our clubhouse has in Sandy and the confidence we have in Sandy has never wavered. And you know, these last two have been great. You know, him to 12 really terrific innings and get a couple wins. So proud of how Sandy just continues to just chug along and he's continuing to dig himself out of the the early season struggles.
Stowers picking up where he left off 2 hits tonight.
Yeah, it was nice double into right center, and even the first at bat, the walk. I think what I've been more impressed with recently with Kyle is his willingness to shut down, take pitches, less chase. I think we've seen an uptick in the walks, and that's not that Kyle is in any way being passive. He's still getting off some very aggressive swings. But I think he understands now the type of season he has, and the next step is the continuation of him tightening up that strike zone and taking the walks when they're given to him and being ready to hit pitches in the zone that he can do damage on.
All right, that was the skipper of the Fish, Clayton McCullough, after this 5-0 win for the Marlins over the St. Louis Cardinals. Sandy Alcantara, he grinded through this one, and Clayton was so complimentary of Sandy's work tonight. Again, like Sandy, it didn't seem like he had his best stuff, but he grinded his way through 5 scoreless innings today. Here's Sandy after his start.
Sandy, what was key tonight for another scoreless outing for you?
First, I want to say thanks to God for keeping me healthy in the game and let me do my job. I think the breaking ball today, breaking ball, early on the first inning, the command wasn't great, but I was able to keep it up out there, and try to be more aggressive on the count. And I think the curve was amazing today.
What were the challenges with the heat tonight?
You see a couple walks, a couple hit by pitch, and just get a little bit mad out there, but it doesn't matter to me because I was able to throw 5 innings, and leave the chance to my team to win the game.
What was the preparation like with Liam Hicks? This is the 6th time that he was catching, but prior to that, it was really Nick Fortes.
So yesterday we don't have any conversation, we just get here today ready for the game, so we had the meeting that we had with the pitching coach, and he just say everything that he wanted to work on the game, and I think he did a great job behind the plate today.
How much growth have you seen in it from, let's say, opening day till now?
I don't know. I think if I find that break early in the season, I think everything would be different. But I feel good throwing it right now. So the shape is good, the break's good, and I feel confident now.
Those 2 key at-bats against Burleson, I think one in the 3rd and the 5th, just how key were those? And like earlier in the season, do you think those are instances where maybe they score runs and things get out of hand?
Like I say, if I had that break early in the season, everything would be different, So you guys can see I throw it from strike, I throw in the dirt, down, whatever I want right now. So, and everything feels comfortable.
Sandy, obviously the rumors, we asked you a bit last week, just it seemed like you were maybe a bit emotional afterwards in the dugout. It could have been the heat as well. Just what are your thoughts now after this start and just what's going through your head?
Nothing on my mind right now. So everyone know, my teammate know, coaches, myself, my family know that I want to be here, but if something happened tonight, tomorrow, I don't know when it's happened, just got to control what I can control, just be out there if you're feeling here in Miami or somewhere else. I don't know, but I feel comfortable here.
So I'm just curious, like in the beginning of the year when you did have traffic, you were getting beat. Now you're not. How did you work on that, or is it just sometimes baseball?
I think everything was different early in the season, in the first half too. Throwing too many fastball, on the count that I don't have to throw it. But right now, I just paying attention too much in the situation, and be more aggressive on the count, with my breaking ball. And I think that's the success that happened right now.
All right, that was Sandy Alcantara after his start. Steven, you got your camera thing situated
Yeah, it's
here?
not working. Hold on. If
What's
you give me a
going on?
second, I'm going to see if I can go on without the GoPro, but it just
Okay.
doesn't look as nice.
I'm going to remove you from the stream right now because we're going to listen to Troy Johnston right now. It's his major league debut, and on the 5th pitch he saw as a big leaguer, he ripped a ground ball through the right side of the infield. It was hard hit. It was 96 miles an hour off the bat. It counts as a hard hit knock in his first major league plate appearance. This was a day of emotion for Troy, and he met with Steven and the rest of the media postgame.
Let's fucking go!
Troy, did the dream meet the reality tonight?
Yes, it did. All the time was. Hi, Dane. Hi, Dane. Yeah, I'm very grateful for the opportunity, and honestly, the wait was worth it.
What were some of the memorable moments you'll take from tonight?
The first time I went over to first base, kind of looked around, even just stepping out onto the field the first time when it was disgustingly hot, but seeing the stadium, seeing the stands, realizing that this is a big league park, and I am a big leaguer. And hi, Otto, do you have any questions? But I think that, and of course the first hit, that's fun to get the first one out of the way, especially on the first at bat. So it was very euphoric.
How do you control your emotions on a night like tonight?
Breath work and lack of sleep. It's about it.
I'm not sure if you're aware that Clayton predicted where your hit was going to go.
He said that, and I heard that from Kelly, and honestly, the fact that he called it is just, he's got belief in me, and I'm very thankful for that.
First base, were you making small talk? Were you already easing into the guys get on base? You kind of talk to them?
So I know probably 75% of their team already because I've been playing against them for 7 years, 6 years, whatever it is. So it was very comforting to see a lot of friends and say hello and all that kind of stuff.
When you get that hit, even when you, I guess, helped turn that double play, could you hear or see where your family was? Is that something you're aware of, or are you totally zoned in?
Not at all. I've heard rumors that the video of my father is very funny, and so I'm very excited to go back and watch that.
What does it mean to make your debut in a win as well tonight? Really good team win.
Fantastic. I just love to be a part of the atmosphere here, and I'm really grateful that I came into such a great clubhouse, and hopefully, my aura, helps out the team a little bit.
Was it fitting that Dane Myers came on for you to pinch hit in that situation?
It was fitting. Yes, it was very fitting. So thank goodness he got a hit and ended up scoring.
What do you do with the baseball?
I'm going to give it to my dad. He deserves it. He was the first person to teach me baseball and be a part of my life.
What did you see his reaction to from the previous game?
Correct. I'm very excited. He's got some good ones.
Did you hear the fans cheer for you when they first announced it was your major league debut?
I did, and that is so cool that you're at an opposing stadium, and even the opposing fans cheer for you that you're making your debut. So I'm very thankful for everybody that did that.
How cool to hear from Troy Johnston there after his major league debut. Again, he singled in his first plate appearance, and he got a round of applause from the crowd here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Steven is standing by. He's got takes. We will step aside one final time. 10th inning show concludes next after a 5-0 Marlins win on the Marlins Radio Network.
Hey, it's the good.
For the last 3-4 months, it's Stowers is in scoring position right now. 2-2. That one cracked out to left center field. Collins on the move. Back to the track. He's looking up, and it's gone. Scoring position right now. Kyle Stowers, homer number 23. And he silences this capacity crowd in Milwaukee. 1-0 Fish in the top of the third. Bases loaded, one away, 3-1. Otto lines one into right center field. That is in for a base hit. It's going to plate at least 2. Stowers pulling into third. Blake Lally holds him up. Now he sends him. Stowers getting the run around. That ball was bobbled in right center field. Otto pushes to third, and Stowers comes in to score from first base. A defensive miscue by a sure-handed Brewer team, and it's a 3-run double or triple from Otto Lopez to open this game up. Misfires galore from Nick Mears, and now it's 4-1 Fish in the top of the 7th.
Kind of more validation of the way we've been playing, I think. Crazy atmosphere here. Kind of felt like a playoff game. I think we were able to, have some really good at-bats. I think it was in that 6th inning, 6th or 7th inning, that really was the difference in the game, and kind of took the crowd out of it late. They're a really good team. Expect them to come back ready to go tomorrow, so we got to enjoy this one for a little bit and then flush it and get on to the next one.
Home run number 23 for you. I asked Clayton McCullough earlier today, teams are starting to pitch you more cautiously. You're going to have to take your walks. How do you find that balance of not trying to press but also still trying to be effective?
Yeah, I mean, learning how to do it, trying to just be stubborn to my approach, take good at-bats, try to see the ball well and, kind of just let whatever happens go from there.
What do you think of the at-bat quality, especially wearing out Freddie Peralta today?
Oh, I thought as a team it was really, really good. I think even.
All right, 10th inning show wraps up here. 5-0 win for the Marlins over the St. Louis Cardinals. Just the fourth time St. Louis has been shut out at home this year. Steven Strom, take it away.
Yeah, man, what a fun game. And I've said this before during the broadcast when we've had games where we've built up storylines and they've worked out perfectly. And here was another case in point, Jack. Troy Johnson making his major league debut and it ending all well, the first hit and the win, and Sandy Alcantara against his old team. So first on a start on that note, awesome that this was a great game, a great win, a great response, and a great broadcast. But a couple of things I want to point out. I felt like tonight the Marlins got back to the blueprint. Sonny Gray had 60 pitches after 3 innings. We really saw that at-bat quality, being disciplined, count leverage in a hitting offensive standpoint. I thought they got back to basics with that, which we saw in Milwaukee all weekend. And that's big, Jack. Like, the number one thing when you lose a game is you never want to let it kind of bleed into the next day. And I think for such a young team that isn't experienced, for them to come out here and not only beat the Cardinals, but really shut them down, I thought was big. Troy Johnson, we had mentioned it. He gets the hit. He doubles up Jordan Walker. You felt an immediate impact. Sometimes we try to search and really try to build someone up when they're making their debut. Like, wow, look at the way he sprints. Look at that hard 90. We didn't have to do that today. Troy Johnson is going to make an impact on this team. Sandy Alcantara tonight, 5 shutout. I thought he gutted it out. You had mentioned it. This was really tough conditions. It's hot. It's hard to get a grip on the ball. This is a new battery mate that Sandy Alcantara is working with Liam Hicks. It's his 6th time catching him, but Fortes had caught him for the most part. And I thought all of that combined made the Cardinals press a little bit. And when Wilson Contreras tried to push for that double, Jack, that's where it was like, we got you. I felt good about the game being up, but I felt at that point it was like, okay, we got them to go out of their identity. We got them to probably do something silly. You had mentioned it. I have another S word for that, but let's do silly because that's professional. Yeah. I thought all of that was, big in a bounce back win here tonight.
So I will say the Wilson Contreras trying to stretch a single into a double, you can never say this in real time, but I thought the game was over at that point.
Yes.
That's how I ingested that, was like, oh, they're not playing to win anymore. He's playing for a double here. He's trying to stat pad a little bit. That was my feeling on that.
Yeah.
And I felt like they kind of laid down. And we've talked about this. We've talked about that in the last homestand. There are veteran teams that just lay down. They just go away, and it's you know what? We're going to try and get them tomorrow. It felt like the Cardinals said, you know what? We're going to try and get them tomorrow in the 6th or 7th inning tonight. And credit to the Marlins for running through the tape on a shutout win, because we've seen a lot of close wins. We've seen a lot of close games.
And we're also starting to see, Jack, though, when we do win, when the Marlins do win, we're starting to see convincing wins.
Yeah, take care of business.
5-0, and not just one run, hang on for dear life. It's been nice to kind of get to that next level where the Marlins are playing such a complete game. As these 7, 8, 9s aren't as stressful.
We've tipped our cap to a lot of guys like Graham Pauley, Troy Johnston, Sandy Alcantara. Tip your cap today. Valente Bayoso, tip your cap for 2 scoreless to finish the job. I want to tip my cap to Liam Hicks as well, because this is tough for him to jump into this and know that Sandy doesn't have his best stuff. Sandy hit Mason Wynn with the first pitch of his day. Okay, how do you recalibrate, right? We really settled into a rhythm of Nick Fortes catching Sandy. So then all of a sudden, after a trade of your teammate, you got to jump in and catch the ace of the Marlins and a former Cy Young Award winner. Credit to Hicks for helping Sandy navigate some choppy waters and guide him to 5 scoreless innings of work. And Sandy, obviously Sandy is doing a lot of the heavy lifting there.
That's a great point.
But it takes 2 to tango. And credit to Hicks there.
Yeah, absolutely. The first AB, like you said, the fact that he plunked Wynn, that was oh man, that was odd. It was weird. It looked like the ball came out of a different way, like the delivery was off.
It
and then
almost
you
felt
start
like
to
it
think
honestly slipped off his fingertips.
and you're
yeah.
like, man, is this what's to come today? You know, we know about the heat. I mean, folks, we're not being dramatic here. It is miserably
It's
hot out.
brutal
I mean, it
out
is
here.
to me. This is worse than Tampa, Jack.
Of course, yeah.
This is worse than Tampa. So, yes, great point. Liam Hicks working with him, and we'll see now, and we'll see. You know, it's obviously going to be an interesting next couple of days, Jack, with what ends up happening here. We saw Nick Fortes, off to Tampa Bay, but what or who is going to be Sandy's battery mate moving forward? Will it be Liam Hicks if Sandy is still here, or does Clayton want to continue to lean on optionality and be able to work with both of these guys? It'll be interesting, but it's a great point. Liam Hicks did a really nice job, unsung hero tonight.
Yeah, 100%. This was our broadcast. Great show, Steve-O.
Really good show, Jack.
Great show, Ahmed Jordan.
Yes.
And great show, Gabby Sanchez as well. For Gabby, for Steven, I'm Jack saying so long. 5-0. The Marlins get the win over the St. Louis Cardinals at Busch Stadium. This has been a presentation of Miami Marlins baseball on the Marlins Radio Network.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA Miami, WMI.